At 7 o'clock, it is currently 69 degrees in Milwaukee. Today's going to be sunny, hot, and humid and breezy with a chance of evening storms with a high of 93 degrees. Tonight, we'll have a chance for some storms. It'll be warm and breezy with a low of 72 degrees. And Sunday, scattered showers and storms, and it'll be mostly cloudy with a high of 80 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brinda. An Amber Alert has been issued for the abduction of a Milwaukee child. Milwaukee police say 7-year-old Jamal White was last seen around 7 p.m. on Friday near 61st and Huston Streets after being taken at gunpoint and put into a vehicle. Police are asking people to look out for a white Jeep Renegade SUV with an unknown license plate. The suspect is an unknown black male who is armed and was last seen wearing a black hoodie and black mask. White is around 4 feet tall, weighs around 80 pounds, has a short black hair and brown eyes, was last seen wearing a white T-shirt and black shorts. Anyone with any information regarding White's whereabouts are asked to call the Milwaukee police. More information can be found on our website at WTMJ.com. And community members pay their respects to Officer Corder.
Dozens of residents gathered just outside Elmbrook Church to say their goodbyes to the fallen Milwaukee police officer. Joe Ostrowski tells WTMJ.
The guys have very difficult jobs, and it's sad because you go to work and you want to go home every night, and unfortunately this hero didn't get that chance.
Corder is the 6th officer to be killed in the line of duty since 2018. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
And Republican Congressman Pete Sessions of Texas is in a flooded, devastated Kerr County, and on Friday he joined President Trump during the president's visit to survey the damage from the deadly flooding. Sessions chairs a House subcommittee on government operations, and on Friday he said when he returns to Congress, his committee will investigate the flooding, and he expects that Congress will appropriate funds to pay for this end and other recent natural disasters.
Going back to Congress, we will have an investigation. I work on a bipartisan basis with my subcommittee ranking member to make sure that we avoid the kinds of comments that the federal government is responsible and did not do a good job. And he will be included in this also.
More than 120 people have died in the floods. More than 160 others are still missing. Wisconsin once again answers the call to help. An 8-member search and rescue canine recovery team is currently aiding recovery efforts in Central Texas following last week's deadly flooding.
Disaster strikes, and the call goes out.
We were one of 32 states activated for North Carolina.
Doug Vrechek is a member of Wisconsin Task Force 1. He was the team lead for the crew deployed to North Carolina following Hurricane Helene.
That local fire department, they're just shorthanded. We just do what they would do if they had more people.
An 8-member crew is currently on the ground in Texas. 2 Wisconsin-based Swift Water teams could join them in the near future.
We've got a great relationship with Texas. The guy running the entire operation in Texas is a Wisconsin native.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
More than 170 people remain unaccounted for. Sports, traffic, weather, and next outdoor living unlimited. WTMJ News time is 7:03.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Modernizing business technology is critical for a positive impact on efficiency and reducing operating costs. That's exactly what Tri-City National Bank found out when they called on James Imaging Systems. Listen to Bank CIO Robert Prang.
We also went through a large retooling of our print environment, changing from where we had almost 200 printers.
All the way down to just 97 printers. That's managed print services from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
Robert, would you recommend managed print services from James Imaging Systems?
Yes, in a heartbeat, I would recommend James.
Learn more at JamesImaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call. That's all Sports Desk. The Brewers beat the Washington Nationals at home yesterday, winning 8-3, and Jacob Mizorowski was named a National League All-Star and will replace Cubs pitcher Matthew Boyd, who will be inactive during the All-Star game. The Brewers play again today at 3:10. Our coverage for the game starts at 2 o'clock with Brewers warm-up right here on WTMJ. All right, taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. We've got a couple of incidents. One on I-41 US 45 South at Holy Hill Road. The right shoulder is closed due to a disabled vehicle. Then over on I-43 94 South, 0.3 miles beyond the ramp from Beecher Street, the right shoulder is blocked due to another disabled vehicle. South of us on I-41 94 South, 1.4 miles beyond the ramp from Wisconsin, Route 20, the right shoulder is blocked to a disabled vehicle. And that roads are looking pretty clear across southeast Wisconsin.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today's going to be humid, and we'll have some widely scattered showers throughout the day with a thunderstorm. And it'll be breezy with a high of 83 degrees. Sunday, sunny and beautiful with a high of 81 degrees. Monday's going to be mostly sunny, very warm with a high of 88 degrees. And Tuesday's going to be partly cloudy, warm and humid with a slight chance of thunderstorms and a high of 90 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 69 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 70 degrees. In Waukesha, it's 67 degrees. And right here in Milwaukee, it's 69 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC. When it comes to home repairs, we could all use a guy. Well, we've got the guy, and we've got the show. For all your home improvement questions, we've got answers. This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Dayton Kane and David Nason.
Well, you would think it would be David Nason, but he's loafing around on a boat somewhere. No, they're racing today. Big sailor. I don't know if you know that. Jim filling in for David. How are you?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for being here. Appreciate
No problem.
that.
Enjoy
and
it.
we have Jason from Capital Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. We just call you Capital now, right?
There we go.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. He didn't talk you into going on the boat with him, huh?
He did not.
Here?
I didn't even get an invitation.
Oh,
actually.
man.
I got a text message about a problem he was having, but I didn't get an invitation.
Of course. You're the resource for problems, but not the...
Problem on the boat? What, do you fix boats now, too?
No. He had something on an inspection that popped up. He was asking questions.
That could be next. They keep adding stuff. Heating, cooling, electric.
I think we're drawing the line.
Plumbing.
You're staying on hard ground.
We're
right?
good, yeah. I know what we can do.
So it's halfway through July. We've had hot temperatures. We've had wet, humid temperatures. What is this doing to our systems? What should we be looking for when it comes to our heating and cooling systems?
Change your air filter.
Change the air filter. Change the air filter. I was talking to David last week. We were looking every list that I ever pull up on home maintenance, whether it's spring, summer, winter, that is on the list. So the fact that you say it every time is not a joke. Every list, any time of the year, make sure you check your furnace filters.
Well, it's funny because obviously when the weather gets extreme, like it's been hot, humid, things like that, we get a lot more calls, and still that's one of the number one things we find is clogged filters, right? So then that creates a whole slew of other issues, and sometimes it creates some severe damage to the system because the system can't breathe, it can't run properly, right? Now, other things could be causing the filter to clog quicker, like bad ductwork, things like that, right? So you have different stuff, but we've had a hotter summer than we've had in the last few years, right? So it's been a little bit more taxing on the systems, and you're finding a lot more issues because of that, when they're running like they are. So So change that filter, right? If you don't know how to change it, call us. We'll walk you through it over the phone. But
yeah, it's pretty simple.
Please
pretty
do.
simple.
Well, there's a lot of different kind of filters. It can get confusing.
True.
Electronic ones. Some people don't.
Electronic filter?
Well, they used to have electronic.
Yeah, they use electricity for a static charge, basically, and it attracts the dust and debris. They're not as common anymore, but they do have the. They call them like polarized filters that still use a voltage to do something similar to it.
The pleateds have gotten so good that they're just mostly
the norm,
used.
and it's easier. Like the electronics, you have to wash them and all that stuff, right? So there's more time and more maintenance, and in our society, I think most people opt for the easier solution typically. And the pleateds are just a quick swap. So
I'm kind of old, Dayton, and those were around in the 80s. So.
I've never even heard of one of those, so what do I know?
You learn something every week.
I do. The other filter that's in the system could be in your April air or your moisture providing unit.
Yep, your humidifier would have a panel.
That'd be a better word for
That's
it.
not really a filter, though. That's actually what helps add the humidity to it. But your dehumidifier, if you have a whole home dehumidifier, those have filters as well. And they will get clogged because basement air tends to not be clean, right? Usually they're in your basement, they're sucking that air. So a lot of times those are washable, though. So you're going to pull that out, wash it, put it back in, and then let it run.
But that's where you guys come in, because you guys will send a notice every 6 months or so, hey, time to do the furnace tune-up or time to do the AC tune-up. And when you come and do the AC, the unit's outside, but you're not just looking at that, you're looking at the whole system.
Yeah, so part of the unit's outside, right? So they have an outdoor portion, they have an indoor portion, a pipe connects those, but then the blower on your system runs whether you're heating or cooling, right? So we look at all those components all the time because obviously things can change, and we'd rather catch a small problem before it becomes a big problem, right? So, drains clog, things like that, condensation leaks, and then you end up having issues. So we'd rather solve those ahead of time so you don't have any problems.
All right. So I got a text from Capital this week that I want to talk about when we come back. Jason Fox with us all this hour. If you have questions about pretty much anything as far as mechanics go in your home, now's the time. 855-616-1620 is the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. It is a Fix-It show halfway through July. We thank you for joining us on WTMJ.
While you may hail from the nation's capital, when we're up to bat, you'll be saying, holy mackerel.
Is a fly ball deep center field, back to the track. Bye-bye baseball, Christian Yelich. 465 feet for Yelich.
It's the Brewers and the Nationals, an American family feel. Our Brewers game day coverage starts today at 2 with Brewers warm-up. We are the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
The Fix-It Show live stream and podcasts are brought to you by J&J Contractors. From roofing to windows, kitchens, bathrooms, and more. J&J Contractors proudly provide a full catalog of exceptional exterior and interior home improvement services all under one roof. Visit jjcontractorsllc.com or call 414-423-9200 for your free consultation today. JJ Contractors, welcome home.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
I'm Al Orr, CEO of Reinhardt. Our headquarters, overlooking City Hall, reflects our commitment to a thriving downtown. We're proud that its growing built environment continues to be shaped by the dedication of our attorneys and clients to constantly improving the city we call home.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
The Milo bedroom from Penny Mustard takes you back to the time of Mad Men, martinis, and mop tops.
Right on. I love Milo's clean, streamlined look. It's a gas.
Made in the USA and scaled to fit any room.
Perfect for your pad. It's totally bodacious.
Wrong decade, Arvid.
Don't be so square, man. The Milo bedroom with queen platform bed, 6-drawer dresser, mirror, and 3-drawer nightstand, starting at $52.09 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 6-count selected varieties Pop Secret Popcorn, $4.99. 15-ounce selected varieties Van Camp's Pork and Beans, 5 for $5. 20 to 24-ounce selected varieties Frigo String Cheese, $6.99. 64-ounce selected varieties International Delight Iced Coffee, $3.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh,
Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, ohow.com, ohow.com, request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
From a leaky pipe to finishing your basement, The Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Both drinks. Boys in the band ordered both drinks.
Always trying to figure out why Isaac's playing something in the producer's booth. Jimmy Buffett. Is there a theme here, or am I just...
That's because David's hanging out on a boat.
Oh, gotcha. All right. David Nason not here today. Jim Reidel filling in for him. We appreciate him coming in. Real quick synopsis of why you would be qualified for this seat right here.
I taught David everything he knows.
All right, perfect. I hope he's listening. I really hope he's listening.
We worked together.
Well, you did a good job.
Maybe I forgot more than he knows. I don't know. It's one of the two. But
you guys work together. You've been in the...
Yeah, we worked together in a general contractor in the insurance restoration business for a lot of years together. And so we've got a... And then I became a realtor for a while, so I used him for home inspections. And I would joke with him that, the other home inspectors I saw, I knew more than they did when they come through a house. And he said, yeah, you probably do.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
We're not bashing home inspectors because David's a good one.
Yeah. So Jim's here with us this hour. Jason Fox from Capital is with us. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. And I want to read a text that I got this week. Best cigars, 55%. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Hi, Dayton. To get the most out of your Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing membership, we want to ensure you take advantage of your free plumbing inspection. What is that all about?
Well, so you're a club member, right? So you get all these benefits that we do. In fact, we're going to give away some memberships at the end of the hour. So we'll do that. We'll have a little text given away. But so we do free electrical inspection, free plumbing inspection, your beyondifications, all the different things, free drain cleaning, right? So as a service, we want to come into your house and just for free, we'll come there and take a look around and see, do you have any valves maybe that aren't working, things like that for shutoffs, critical things like that. But more importantly, do you have any water that's maybe being consumed they don't realize, right? Water's expensive. If you're buying it from the city and things, you have a well, it's maybe a little less. But so we'll, check your toilets to make sure they're not running and bleeding through. You have leaking water here or there, right? Maybe outside hose faucets dripping, things like that. General safety stuff for the entire home. So we go through and look at all those kind of things, right? And just make sure, sometimes we can find leaks or other things and we'll bring it to your attention, right? Maybe you want to address it, maybe you don't, but at least you know what it is.
Sure.
So we come through and do a thorough investigation of the whole house. We look at everything. We check the valves, exercise the valves, right? To make sure that when you have a problem, you can turn them off. Because a lot of times nobody actually does any of that stuff. So,
well, if you still have the old little round one that you turn on and off, those, if you haven't touched it in a long time, and then you go to close it,
they can start to leak and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but our plumbers can, a certified plumbers come in your house to do this, right? We're just not sending somebody over there. But we go through the entire thing, right? And there's no charge for it, and then we'll provide a report when we're done of what we found. And then if you have anything you have questions on or stuff that maybe you were thinking about doing, we can even look at that and give you a price of what that would cost to do. So it's all being part of the Capital family, right? Which I take care of everyone. And the biggest thing is if you have an emergency, we want to make sure that it's easier to take care of than not, right? So if you have an emergency and you need to shut a valve off and it won't turn or do anything like that, that's the worst time to find out about it. We'd rather have it ahead of time. Maybe we can fix it while we're there and be done with it.
So, Jim, and you might find out where the main shutoff is if you haven't been told that in a while, which is really good to know in an emergency.
Yeah. So you were in the restoration business. When it comes to things happening to a house, I would assume there's two things. One, electrical / fire is an issue, or water damage, right? So this is important.
People are very always worried about fires, but I can tell you from experience, the biggest claim in volume is water damage. And it's because things just eventually blow. And then if you're not, I mean, I had a house that we fixed that was wintertime, something froze. They weren't home. They came home and it was just raining down in their kitchen because the bathroom upstairs had a pipe that broke. So, but there's smaller stuff that happens water-wise, and sometimes it's not caught right away. It's like in a wall, and you don't notice it. It's a little pinhole leak or something, and then those. But water damage is by far the number one stuff. Unless there's a big storm like hail, then that kind of overtakes it for a little while. But day in day, water is a problem.
Water is pretty destructive. With the whole
So
thing.
when it comes to plumbing in a home, what do you guys all do? Do you do water heaters? You do drain cleaning?
Everything plumbing in your home. Doesn't matter what it is, including the sewer and water lines coming into your home. So like you have a sewer line that is, maybe has a tree root or broken. We can dig up the yard and replace all that. Or sometimes we'll patch them without having to dig up the yard. Depends on what's going on. So anything in your home that's plumbing, electrical, HVAC related, we do. The other thing, when we come out and do that free inspection, we actually test your water quality as well. So we'll do it for not only the hardness and things, but actually the actual other stuff going on in your water, so you can see what that looks like. Sometimes there's needs there to take care of too.
My step brother just got back from Italy, and he said the water there is so good. I'm like, the water there is so good. I guess they don't put a lot of stuff in it like we do here, so it tastes different than what we have here, which is interesting. So water quality is a thing to test for sure.
Water quality is a big thing, right? And people like want RO systems, different things, right? So there's a lot of different ways to treat water. Well water seems to have more different tastes and things than others, right? Especially if you have like a lot of sulfur or iron in your water. There's some different there. But then city water, they put a lot of stuff in it, like you said as well. So.
Interesting. All right. Jason's with us. If you have questions on heating, air conditioning, electric, plumbing, air quality, anything going on inside your home with those mechanicals, 855-616-1620. That's the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. You can find them at capitalhvac.com. It is a Fix-It show on WTMJ.
As host of the Fix-It Show, I've talked to countless homeowners worried about musty basements, water seepage, and foundation cracks. And my answer is always the same. Call Accurate Basement Repair. They're not just Wisconsin's #1 rated foundation and waterproofing team. They deliver real peace of mind. I've recommended them for years because I know the quality of their work. And more importantly, the integrity behind it.
Wow, we're grateful for that trust, David. Every home we restore, we treat like our own. And that's what Accurate is all about.
They're not just good, they're accurate.
It seems we've finally got some warm weather here in the great state of Wisconsin. I'm Dayton Kane here for Capital Heating and Cooling. Your shoulders can relax. Your hands can thaw out. You may even talk to yourself into braving the chilly waters of one of the fine beaches. Summer in Wisconsin is a gift, and we like that. That is, unless your home's air conditioning system breaks down. Then you'll be sweating through your clothes and fanning yourself with an empty cereal box. If such a calamity does occur, know that Capital offers same-day AC repair 7 days a week, even on holidays. They're truly 24/7, 365. They'll fix your AC issue fast. They'll leave you feeling as cool as refrigerated cucumber. Just think of it like this. When your AC breaks, a Capital technician will come to save your day right away. And let's say that, heaven forbid, you need a large repair. They offer financing on repairs, too. You can keep your cash locked away in a time machine somewhere. A time machine? How old are we here? All right, Jason Fox sitting in the studio with me. I like this one. That, my friends, is going beyond for you and your family, and that is the point of 24/7, 365 availability when you have an AC problem. So put down the empty cereal box fan and call 414-710-9755 or call capitalcares.com. That's the website, callcapitalcares.com. That's 414-710-9755 or call capitalcares.com. Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing, the team that goes beyond for you.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. If you have big questions about inflation, money, and your retirement goals, join me Tuesday, July 15th with your questions as I co-host an Instant Insight webinar with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Brian Jacobson. It's July 15th at 9 a.m. It's free, but you must register. Go to WTMJ.com, click the Instant Insight Register Now button, or check out events at AnnexWealth.com. Tuesday, July 15th, 9 a.m. It's free, but you need to register.
Ooh, ma. What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm, I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Now, back to the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Thank you for joining us. Going to be scattered showers, humid today, a high of 83. I'm Dayton Kane, Jim Reidel in for David Nason, and Jason Fox from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. They do it all inside the house. If you got something going on, you could probably call one number and get there, or go to callcapitalcares.com and look them up. So we do have a text here at 855-616-1620. Says, if I am replacing my water heater, should I add a valve on the outlet of the water heater?
I think it's good practice to do that, right? It's so when you have to change the water heater in the future, you can just shut both valves off, right? And now you don't have to drain off the one whole side of the house, right? So the cold coming in, obviously, if you didn't shut that off, you would not be able to change the water heater. But it does make it more convenient for the future, or if other things you have going on.
Okay. All right. So tell me a little bit about this HERES program that's out there.
So Wisconsin had the federal government passed the Inflation Reduction Act, the IRA Act, right, a number of years ago, and Wisconsin got, I think, about $100 million in funds to do that. So they came up with two programs. There's HERES and HOMES. The big difference is the HOMES program, you have to basically hire an energy auditor to come in and model, like, what's the energy loss in your house, right? So they figure out, like, where the energy is most being lost, and then they kind of come up with a plan for you to do that. So maybe it's insulation, ceiling, could be windows, could be your heating, cooling system. There's a variety of stuff. Then you get that work done, and then they have to come in and prove that everything saved the money that they were doing. The HERES program is actually instant rebates for electrification of your home. So think about if you want to add a car charger, you need a panel, a service upgrade, right? You want to put a heat pump in, right? They do that. So the HERES program has up to $14,000 in instant rebates, right? So you apply for the program on Focus on Energy's website. So if you go to their website, you can apply for both programs if you want. You get a reservation number. And then from there, you have a contractor come out, look at the different things. They quote it all. And then if you're approved, once the funds get set aside, then you only pay the difference of what it is. So we've been seeing a lot of customers take advantage of this, especially the service upgrades, the car chargers, and the heat pumps. We've had several people get the full $14,000 in actually instant rebates, right? So they're paying a small portion of the project after that. So it doesn't cover 100% of the project, but it can cover up to 70, 80% depending on the home and what you're choosing to do. It does take time, though. So it's not like if you need to plan a little bit. So it takes, typically about 6 weeks to get through the process. And then you just pay the part that you have to pay.
Nice. And that's at focusonenergy.com.org?
Yeah, focusenergy. I think it's .com in it. I don't know.
Okay.
But if you go there, if you just Google Focus on Energy Wisconsin, it'll pop up, and then you can apply right on the website there.
Okay. And so this would be an instance where it may make sense to apply for that, but in the meantime, get your free inspections as a Capital Cares member to know what might be something you're going to need to look at.
Yeah, and that's we can come through and do all that stuff, and then you obviously, being a Capital Cares member, you get Capital Cash, and then there's other rebates sometimes we can apply as well too, depending on what you're trying to get done in your house. There's money to, if you want to go from an electric gas dryer to an electric dryer. There's money if you want to go from a gas stove to electric stove, right? So there's a lot of different things. There are individual buckets for the program. So once you apply, we can help you navigate all that stuff, because it is a little bit of paperwork and time, and then there's a lot of documentation that has to happen for it all to go. But it's been proving to be a good rebate for some people.
Nice. Focus on Energy. Go check that out. We are going to go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center, but go to callcapitalcares.com to see what they can all do for you. Jason's with us for another half hour, so get your calls and texts in at 855-616-1620. Let's say good morning to Sean Brinda. Good morning to Sean Brinda. How are you?
Morning, Dayton. A 52-year-old victim is dead and 4 are in the hospital after a quintuple shooting Saturday morning. It took place just after midnight near the corners of Water and Michigan Streets in downtown Milwaukee. 52-year-old victim who was shot was pronounced dead at the scene. Other victims include a 39-year-old, a 34-year-old, a 32-year-old, and a 30-year-old victim who were non-fatally shot and are being treated at a local hospital. Milwaukee police are continuing to search for unknown suspects at this time as the investigation continues. And a proposed bill in Wisconsin is aimed to stop the pay of suspended judges. The bill is co-authored by State Senator Corey Tomczyk and State Representatives Shay Shortwell and August Tyler. The Journal-Sentinel reports the bill comes in response to the Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan being suspended after being charged for obstruction of federal agents. The bill is still being circulated through the State Legislative Reference Bureau and will be presented on the Assembly floor in the coming days. Since 1978, the Wisconsin Supreme Court has suspended 15 judges. And severe weather Friday night caused events and concerts to be canceled for the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival. Organizers for the event say they are providing refunds to ticket holders due to Friday night's cancellations. You can find more details at WTMJ.com. All right, taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. We got a couple of incidents out on the roads at this time. I-43 94 south, 0.3 miles beyond the ramp from Beecher Street. The right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. Then over on I-41 94 south, 1.4 miles beyond the ramp from Wisconsin Route 20. The right shoulder is blocked due to another disabled vehicle. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear across southeast Wisconsin.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Enjoy the new all-you-can-eat Saturday breakfast buffet from 8 a.m. till noon for under $10 at the Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford. Just walk on in. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mineshaft.
All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today we'll have some early showers. It'll be warm and humid. Towards the evening, it'll be hit and miss showers with storms with a high of 82 degrees. Tonight will be mainly clear with a low of 64 degrees. Sunday will be sunny and beautiful with a high of 82 degrees. Monday will be mostly sunny and very warm with a high of 86 degrees. Tuesday will be partly cloudy, warm and humid with a slight chance of evening storms with a high of 86 degrees. And Wednesday, we're looking at a chance of showers and storms. It'll be mostly cloudy with a high of 82 degrees. Right now in Green Bay, it's currently 70 degrees. In Waukesha, it's currently 68 degrees. And in Milwaukee, it's currently 69 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:32.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin based and family owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I need information about siding, I call Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
I'm Scott Klein. If you're tired of painting or your siding is beyond repair, it may be time to look at the advantages of a new siding system. Additional insulation, along with Tyvek's weatherization system, can significantly improve your home's energy efficiency while protecting it from water and air infiltration. We offer a variety of siding products, all installed by J&B's certified employees, which will provide decades of performance and beauty.
For a complimentary siding evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. The incredible India Festival at the Henry Meyer Festival Park today, and also the Harley Homecoming down there, and all the different places. It's going to be busy in Milwaukee. Dragon boat race is going on today, so if you're bored today, it's your own fault. There's plenty of things,
to
you can do. Jason Fox from Capital on with us. Heating, cooling, electric, plumbing, and of course Jim filling in for David Nason. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
I like
Enjoy
your
it.
shirt. Monkey bars.
Yeah.
What does that mean? All right. Squirrel. Merle the squirrel. Siding Unlimited WTMJ talking text line is 855-616-1620. Let's go. I have a constant pressure well water system. I can adjust the water pressure up to 120 PSI. What pressure should I not exceed for my house? I have water pipes, and my water pipes are copper and PEX.
So the pressure is not your water pipes aren't going to be the concern. It's all the valves, right? So your shower valve, your faucets, your toilet stuff. 65, 70 is more than sufficient for pressure, and you don't get no benefit by going higher, right?
Okay.
So
is that typical for any house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, if the pressure is too high in some houses, like from the city of Milwaukee, we actually put pressure reducing valves in to bring the pressure down, because what'll happen is you'll start to get relief valves dripping. You'll get toilets start to run and not shut off properly. So higher pressure, they're not designed for that higher pressure, right? Your pipes are going to hold a significantly higher pressure, but not the actual outlet components, right?
Gotcha.
So, yeah, you don't turn it up too high, because you'll create more problems than you solve.
All right. Good question. Here's the next one. 1895 farmhouse, 2-story, oil boiler, radiator heat, considering AC. What do you think about putting in a heat pump, which may decrease the oil cost over winter as well? This is from Dennis, a longtime listener.
So, Dennis, I would highly recommend a heat pump. Sounds like you're doing some mini splits in there, right? So you can get ones that operate to lower temperatures, which are going to give you more bang for your buck, and that'll definitely save you oil costs. The other thing is the HERES program we talked about earlier. You can actually apply for that and get the credit towards the heat pumps for that. So you can actually get that $8,000 if you qualify towards the installation of that. We've had a few customers that have done that where they had oil or boiler heat, and we put those in for them. So you have to have specific equipment to do that, but that'll benefit you the most, because that'll be cheaper to operate those than it will be your oil to a certain point, and then the oil is going to have to take over.
All right. FocusOnEnergy.com is the website
there we
that you can go look at and see if you can find that HERES program. Next text here at 855-616-1620. Do you recommend running the furnace fan for 15 minutes every hour for air circulation? Will that wear out the blower?
So to be honest with you, I recommend running them all the time, just constant, because you're getting constant air movement, which is going to balance out your house. You're going to get the air filtered constantly, right? So we have a lot of stuff going on in the air. So the more that's moving through the filter and just generally circulating, you're going to have more comfort and cleaner air. Every 15 minutes per hour is good too. It's not going to wear the motor out. The starting and stopping the motor is the hardest thing on it, but the running while it's running, if everything's working properly and you have a clean filter and you have properly sized ductwork, it won't hurt it.
Okay, and Tom from Cedar Falls, Iowa, also texted in that same question. So good. We got them both covered. I keep mine running all the time, and the other thing that you get with that is just a nice constant hum in the house. You don't get the and then it's quiet, and then so you just get used to having that normal hum through the house.
A little white noise, right?
Yeah, exactly. So good questions. Keep them coming. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. So you mentioned right now, because of the heat and humidity, you're getting a lot of calls for air conditioner stuff, I'm assuming. What's the typical problem when you go into somebody's house?
So after we get past the filters?
Yeah.
I was going to say it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot in there when you go in.
So, I mean, filters are a big one that we see. The other ones that maybe, people haven't gotten the units maintained. So what happens is, we have like a lot of stuff in the air in the spring, like cottonwood and all these other things. So the condenser coils can get packed in where all of a sudden they can't eject heat. So then they start going off on like an overload. They build too much pressure in the system and the compressor cycles. So that's a big one we see a lot of too. And then it's just general maintenance, clogged drains where they're dumping water all over everything because the water can't get out. We see a lot of stuff with, parts that have failed, right? So there's parts that help stop and start everything and do all those things. So, we see those things going out. So those are kind of the most common ones. Or just sometimes it's that time, right? It's the system has, expired and it's time for a new one. I mean, we can fix anything, but sometimes it doesn't make sense, the economics, to fix it versus replacing it. So, and that's why we always carry really good financing for customers. So we have a lot of 0% options for them. So if they can, afford the payment, otherwise we also have long-term financing that's a lower payment for them as well. So, because nobody wants to have that unexpected expense pop up.
Right, exactly. All right, so later in the show, we're going to give away some Capital Cares memberships. Tell people what that is.
So the Capital Cares membership is really Merle's League of Home Defenders, right? Yep. So it covers everything in your home, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric-wise, right? So you get 2 of our beyondifications, right? So we come out to your house twice a year, once for the heating system, once for the cooling system, and we go through the entire system. We clean everything. We check your ductwork, look for gas leaks. We go through all this different stuff. So way beyond your normal, just basic tune-up. You get 20% off repairs. You get priority service. You get no service call fees for any of it. So electric, plumbing, HVAC, you pay nothing for us to come out. You get that plumbing inspection we talked about. You get 1 free drain cleaning per year. You get the electrical inspection. You get 10% off duct cleaning, and you get $400 worth of capital cash that you can use towards a new piece of equipment, our indoor air quality products, or our water treatment products.
Okay, so later in the show, we're going to give you a number to text, right? That's how we're going to do it?
Give you a number to text.
All right,
yep, we're going to give away more than one.
You need to stick around for that. We'll have that going for you. If you go to call capitalcares.com, you'll see this Merle's League of Home Defenders. Right on the top, it says Merle's League on the left-hand side. Click on that, and you'll see all that information he just talked through. Quite a value, actually, to win for free.
Well,
I
that's a
paid
lot of
for
stuff.
it, and it's great, and I can't imagine getting it for free. So we're going to take one more break here. We'll come back with more of your calls and texts at 855-616-1620. But callcapitalcares.com is the website for capital, heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing. It's the Fix It Show. Thanks for listening to WTMJ.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Ready to upgrade your home's exterior? Family owned and operated since 1983, J&J Contractors specializes in top quality windows, doors, and siding that enhance your home while increasing its value and energy efficiency. From modern vinyl siding to stylish fiberglass doors, and from double hung windows to sliding glass doors, they have the perfect solutions for your home. Contact them today for a free consultation. Just search online J&J Contractors or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
Remember mixtapes?
I was more of an 8-track guy myself.
You know, the new Marshfield 7000 Sulfat Penny Mustard reminds me of the world's greatest mixtape.
We have taken the latest and greatest components of every configurable sofa and mixed them all together into one.
It's kind of like a greatest hits album, except you can sit on it.
The Marshfield 7000 Sofa, made in Wisconsin with a solid wood frame and hundreds of fabric and leather options, starting at just $21.26 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
It's the Fix-It Show, exclusively on 620 WTMJ.
Showers, scattered storms throughout the day. Very scattered, though. Humid, a high of 83 today. We're already into the mid-70s. Dayton Kane, Jim Reidel, and Jason Fox from Capital on this hour with you on the Fix-It Show.
Yeah, we had a caller that she didn't want to stay on, but she had a question on light bulbs blowing out in her kitchen and a porch area, and she said it happens about every 6 weeks, so that's kind of unusual.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen. That one, I would think there's something loose or something's not right there, right, where you're getting some kind of bad connection point, right, where you're not having consistent electricity. So I would recommend getting an electrician out there looking at, like your breaker panel, things like that. There's something happening there.
There's been so many changes in electrical components over the years, too, like, especially light bulbs. You get LED bulbs that are dimmable or used to not be dimmable, and if they have old dimmer switches in it, sometimes that stuff's not compatible. So there's a lot of weird stuff that can happen with electric. So somebody needs to investigate it.
Yeah, so definitely, then that's you could have a bad switch. You could have a lot of different things causing them to have issues, but they shouldn't burn out in 6 weeks. That's for sure.
So what's the number they could call if they want to get you out there?
They can give us a call at 262-220-7020. That's 262-220-7020. Ryan standing by. I'm happy to take your call and get you in scheduled, or you can join the club and get a free inspection and save some money that way too.
There you go. Before we give away that club membership, let's answer one more question here on the text line. Any brand recommendations for a large basement dehumidifier?
Honeywell and April Air are the two that we typically put in for the whole home ones. We've had the best success with them. The brand depends on what you're trying to do. Honeywell's got some options to bring fresh air into the dehumidifier. So, like, depending on what your basement's doing and things like that, both are going to be very good. You just got to size them properly. So there's different size dehumidifiers, and it's based on your basement square footage. So that if you buy one too small, it's going to run all the time. You're going to use a lot more energy. So you want to buy one that's appropriately sized so they can handle the capacity.
Most of those are standalone, right? So they work mainly in the basement, but like the fresh air one, does that hook into the outside air?
Yeah, so it actually has a damper in the back. We can actually hook fresh air right into the the dehumidifier, and so it'll bring it in as it's working. So.
All right, if you're watching on the stream at WTMJ.com, a weird person just entered the studio and started massaging Jason Fox. That's why he paused there. Our next guest already here. But one question on that. So the dehumidifier, it hooks up to the system. It's not just one that's just you plug in and put in a corner.
So we can hook it into the ductwork and things like that. The problem is if we hook it into the ductwork, now you're going to dehumidify upstairs, and you may not get enough dehumidification in the basement. So there's a lot of different ways they can be installed, right, depending on what we're trying to accomplish and get done.
The biggest need is usually in the basement.
Biggest needs in the basement. What we do a lot of times is we'll still duct them. So like maybe a lot of times basements are somewhat finished and somewhat unfinished. So we can actually take air from one side to the other and kind of through ductwork kind of create circulation, because that's ultimately what you want the best is. And then you bring in some fresh air and you really create a nice space down there.
All right, quickly, let's give away some of those Merle's League of Home Defender.
So Merle's League of Home Defenders, we got a text number for you guys. We talked all about what's included in the program, right? So we're going to give away. So my birthday was yesterday. So yesterday was the 11th. So we'll do 11 winners today. So
wow.
They can text in the word club, CLUB, to 414-214-0184. That's 414-214-0184. So you text in. Ryan is working. He's going to get a hold of you. You get benefits today. You'll get a 1 year, 100% free membership to the club.
Nice. Good deal. We are going to take a break. When we come back, our final segment, so get your questions in. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ, talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Jason Fox from Capital on with us on WTMJ.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Snye with Leslie Smith and Craig Brogue from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. Guys, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks.
Great to be here.
We are celebrating 122 years of Harley-Davidson. Leslie, what can you tell me about this year?
Oh, yeah. So Homecoming Festival is almost here. We're working really hard. July 10th through the 13th is just around the corner. This is our pride and joy. We love putting on this show every year. Craig has helped out a lot with this, with having quite the connection in the music industry. But for this, he gets to sit back and enjoy and kind of give his buddies a little shout out.
Yeah, we absolutely love giving a show at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, and that one show that makes you coming back every year. With such a huge area to work with, we have a great setting to provide options for any sound you want to hear. 2 stages, you can't go wrong. We'll have bands like Cherry Pie, Metal Men, Almighty Vinyl, King Kong, 5 Card Studs, Cole Sweat and the Brew City Horns. And that's just a few of the amazing bands we'll have on site during our 4-day Homecoming Festival.
Plus, we have over 50 exhibitors, free admission. We always like to say that again and again. Food trucks, charities, licensed apparel and parts, multiple bars, including a cigar lounge for all you cigar-loving people. We've got everything you need to hang out for the day. You won't want to miss a day.
I took my bike there last year. I pulled in. It was easy. It was fast. I checked out all the vendors. 4 days, guys, of tons of fun, 2 stages, and 22 bands. Let Wisconsin Harley-Davidson fill up your summer with riding adventures. For more information, go to WISHD.com or follow them on Facebook and Instagram to get your daily updates. The website again is WISHD.com and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. It's Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc, your destination dealer.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hey, freshly retired WTMJ morning show host Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. We've talked over the years about the hometown difference. What's that all about? Well, it's about their huge new Berlin showroom featuring name brands like Pella, Marvin, and more, all on display. It's almost like a private home show, giving you the opportunity to compare your options side by side. And when you work with Hometown, you also get a dedicated project consultant to guide you to the products that best fit your home, your style, and your budget, as well as Hometown's own employee carpenters to handle the job. Now's a great time to lock in your price and take advantage of the savings by investing in your home's equity today. Take the hassle out of your next window or door upgrade. Contact Hometown today. Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. 414-329-1200 or online at hometownwindows.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Making sure your honey-do list doesn't turn into a honey, what did you do list? It's the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Sponsored each week by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction. This hour we've been talking to Jason Fox from Capital. They cover everything on the mechanicals, heating, cooling, electric, plumbing, and they can help you out and get that Merle's League of Home Defenders Club going, and you get a lot of good benefits on top of that. Dayton Kane here. We have Jim Reidel from Jim Reidel. Inc.com, filling in for David Nason, who's out on a boat.
Is that the
today,
official name?
So.
Yeah. LLC.
So
do we have to sing a happy birthday to you a day late?
No.
Was it your birthday yesterday?
It was yesterday. Yep.
Oh,
yep. I did.
Nice.
Where's the cake? Come on.
If I would have known that, I would have brought some cupcakes or something.
I had a goal because I wanted to make sure I could do. I had a goal to do this at 50. I actually did it yesterday though. I wanted to do 50 push-ups on my 50th birthday, right, without stopping, and I did 49 yesterday in the morning. So I was like, all right, well, I can check that off.
So you're saving one for next year.
Saving one for next year. I didn't do the 50, but I'm not 50 yet this year. Right?
Okay.
So
interesting. All right, we do have one more text, and then I want to wrap up with kind of what you guys all do. So, what type of oil would I use for my blower motor on my furnace? It has 2 tubes, one on each end for the bearings.
Well, that's an old thing because there ain't many new motors that way anymore. So you got to be careful you don't over oil them because you actually will create a problem, right? So we used to use a lot of Zoom oil to oil those. We don't really see many motors anymore with oil spouts anymore, but the Zoom oil was a real common one we'd use.
Zoom oil.
Or that's got a nice little spout you can actually get in there and actually put the amount in there, but don't over oil it because you'll end up with a giant mess.
Okay. And we did get a follow-up to what we were talking about last break. It says light bulbs blowing out sounds like using LED bulbs in enclosed light fixtures. Need to find special LEDs for that. I had the same problem. Have you heard of that?
I've not heard of that, no.
Interesting. But like Jim said, so many things have changed, and there's all this new technology, and who knows. So, okay, we have a few minutes left. Tell people what you guys all do, because it's a lot. You got a lot going on.
So we serve southeastern Wisconsin. So when you think about your home, we work with homeowners in their home, right? So think about anything in your home, electrical, plumbing, your furnace, your air conditioner, maybe you got some ventilation needs, things like that, exhaust fans, any of that stuff. All that stuff we take care of, right? So you're buying a new car, you need a car charger, you need electrical upgrade, you need just a broken outlet, or you got a faucet you want changed. I mean, even the smallest simple projects, we do all those as well. So anything in your house that's mechanical that you would have to call someone, you can call us and we will do that. We'll have licensed people in all the different trades, right? So we're not going to just send a generic handyman out to your house. We have the actual people that are licensed in their trades to come do the work. Same day repair, 7 days a week. We're open 24/7. If you go to our website, callcapitalcares.com, you can see a list of our services. You can chat with us there. You can book your own appointments if you don't want to talk to us, or it is cooling season now. Maybe you got to get a new air conditioner. You can actually get pricing right on our website to look through different options and things for furnaces, air conditioners, any of that stuff. You can also join Merrill's League of Home Defenders there, buy a beyondification, filters, all kinds of different things. So we try to make it as easy as possible. If you have questions that we didn't answer today or want more information, Ryan is working today and tomorrow. He'd be happy to take those or give us a shout.
What I like about being a member of Merrill's Club is that I don't have to think about it. You guys think for me. I get reminders, hey, it's this time of year. We need to get appointments set up. I call, you guys come out, you handle it all. I don't even have to worry.
Never have to think about it.
So my filter is never dirty because before you guys come, I always switch it out.
At least you change it, right? Because
it makes me change it because I'm like, they're coming. They're coming. I better make sure it's switched out. So twice a year, I got the bigger one, and it's plenty good for what I need. Some of those thinner ones you got to do more often, but mine's a nice 8 MERV.
MERV 8, yep. That's
MERV 8?
the filtration side of it. But, it's funny because people will like, do we know when last time you changed? We're like, it's got to be only within the last few months. And then you'll see a date that's like 3 years ago on there.
Again, because you don't think about it. Yeah. That's why I like being a member of the club, because you guys remind me when everything has to happen, and then you set it up for me. So very cool.
So you also clean the house before the maid comes in too, huh?
I am the maid, so I don't know how to answer that question.
Probably not. Well, you guys are fortunate you have Chris on next. A dear friend of mine and amazing at what he does. So that's awesome.
Well, look at that build. I don't even have to introduce him. Accurate Basement Repair coming in next hour with us. So always good to have you on the show.
Good to see you guys.
Do you have anything fun lined up today, or are you just...
neighborhood cookout. So hopefully the weather holds. So it's our neighborhood block party kind of cookout we have every summer. So that's about the biggest joy to my day.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, we all got something to do. We'll see you later.
You guys are all welcome. Yes, come on over.
All right, that does it for hour number 1. Coming up next, as you heard, Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair.
This has been The Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
So, a buddy of mine didn't fix the AC for his wife because he had heard on some podcast that cold plunges boost metabolism and reduce inflammation.
Wait, he pitched a broken AC as a health benefit?
Yep, said they should embrace the chill, and she told him to embrace the couch.
Wow, that's legendary.
I told him that same-day service is literally what we do.
So call us at Capital Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. We bring the cool without the crazy. For same-day repairs, 7 days a week.
Call CapitalCares.com.
As host of the Fix-It Show, I've talked to countless homeowners worried about musty basements, water seepage, and foundation cracks. And my answer is always the same. Call Accurate Basement Repair. They're not just Wisconsin's #1 rated foundation and waterproofing team. They deliver real peace of mind. I've recommended them for years because I know the quality of their work. And more importantly, the integrity behind it.
Wow, we're grateful for that trust, David. Every home we restore, we treat like our own. And that's what Accurate is all about.
They're not just good, they're accurate.
Streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. It's fairly obvious they were inspired by Hasselist mattress. Hasselist showrooms are employee-free, plus unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic, plus free next-day delivery, plus 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Maybe we should change our name to Hasselist Plus. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselist.com.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. Forget all that chatter in Washington. Let's hear Milwaukee make some noise.
Backhanded by Vaughn. Runs to the bag, and Mizorowski gets out of it in the sixth.
It's the Brewers hosting the Nationals.
American Family Field on their feet and in approval.
Our Brewers game day coverage starts today at 2 with Brewers warm-up on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 69 degrees in Milwaukee. Today we'll have some early showers. It'll be warm and humid with an evening hit and miss of showers and storms with a high of 82 degrees. Tonight's going to be mainly clear with a low of 64 degrees, and Sunday's going to be sunny and beautiful with a high of 82 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brenda. An Amber Alert has been issued for the abduction of a Milwaukee child. Milwaukee police say 7-year-old Jamal White was last seen at around 7 p.m. on Friday near 61st and Huston Streets after being taken at gunpoint and put into a vehicle. Police are asking people to look out for a white Jeep Renegade SUV with no license plate. The suspect is an unknown black male who is armed and was last seen wearing a black hoodie and a black mask. White is around 4 feet tall, weighs around 80 pounds, has short black hair and brown eyes, and was last seen wearing a white t-shirt and black shorts. Anyone with information regarding White's whereabouts are asked to call the Milwaukee police. More information can be found on our website at WTMJ.com. And one of the many emotional moments during the funeral for Officer Corder was a message to his partner who survived the ambush.
Chris, you, sir, are a warrior.
Aaron Mejia is the captain for Milwaukee Police Department District 2. That's the district of officers Kendall Corder and Christopher McRae. At one point during the funeral, she spoke directly to Officer McRae, who saw his partner get shot.
There's nothing more that you could have done that you didn't do that night. You did everything you could to protect Kendall.
Captain Mejia said Officer McRae is a living testament of strength and resilience.
And I am so grateful that you are still here with us. We love you.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
And this week, President Trump escalated his tariff threats and fired off flares to more than 20 countries, among them one of U.S.'s top trading partners and our northern neighbor, Canada. The move potentially deepens the rift with America's longtime ally. CBS's Willie James Inman spoke with an expert about the president's approach to implementing tariffs.
Kimberly Clausing is a UCLA law professor and a former Biden administration Treasury official. She says Trump's strategy on tariffs is unprecedented.
If you look at the pattern of
tariffs, it's really falling disproportionately on countries that are very friendly to the United States. So we're in a time of geopolitical fragility, but yet we're alienating our closest partners and allies.
The White House appears open to negotiations, which might mean changes could take place before early August. The president has also said he could raise baseline tariffs up to 20% on most trading partners. And millions in state funding for Milwaukee Public Schools is still being held by the Department of Public Instruction. MPS School Board of Directors President Missy Zomboard tells WTMJ that the district has sent auditor aid certification and auditor fund balance to the DPI, so funding can be calculated for the district next year. However, MPS still has not sent the state its district audited financials or the 2024 annual report to the state, which is needed to release state funding back to the district. As of right now, Milwaukee Public Schools has around $42 million in state aid being held by DPI and is working to finish both reports to get funding unblocked. Sports, traffic, weather, and next Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:04.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
After writing 3 unsuccessful offers, Brenda decided to make a no-regrets offer on this next property. She offered $35,000 over asking and promised to complete the purchase even if the appraised value came in as much as $25,000 below the accepted offer price. Why? Because she was tired of losing, and because her Accunet loan consultant showed her that even in her worst-case scenario, no additional money would be needed at closing, and her payment, which on this home was much more affordable than others she wrote offers on, would only increase by $17 a month. Brenda's no-regrets offer, backed up by a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet, was accepted over several others. And wouldn't you know, the appraised value came in at the significantly higher than asking purchase price, which happens 9 out of 10 times in our experience. If you or someone you know wants help understanding what a no-regrets pre-approval might look like, get started by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Hi, Mitzi. What's the news from Kessler's in Brookfield?
Everything's smooth like butter. We're all just marching to the beat of the big bass drum.
That sounds like fun.
Your email said you wanted to talk about 32 things. What are they?
The 32 things are rare and special engagement rings.
Tell me more.
Each one of these amazing rings is just waiting for someone to choose the center stone.
What about the side stones?
All the side stones are Kessler 81s.
81 windows exploding with light instead of just 57 windows that are modestly glowing like most other diamonds.
We have 16 rings in 18 karat gold and 16 rings in platinum.
All they need is a center diamond?
Yeah, and our prices on natural center diamonds and created center diamonds are incredibly low right now.
Each store has a beautiful assortment of these rings?
Yes, and they're priced from just $900 up to $3,900.
Good job. Keep marching to the beat of that big bass drum, Mitzi.
I'm excited.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers beat the Washington Nationals at home yesterday, winning 8-3. And Jacob Mizorowski was named a National League All-Star and will replace Cubs pitcher Matthew Boyd, who will be inactive during the All-Star game. And the Brewers play again today at 3:10. Our coverage for the game starts at 2 o'clock with Brewers warm-up right here on WTMJ. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. We got a couple of incidents on the road. I-41 94 north at the ramp from Wisconsin Route 165. Expect lane closures due to debris. North of us, we've got I-41 94 south, 1.4 miles beyond the ramp from Wisconsin Route 20. The right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. On that, roads are looking pretty clear across southeast Wisconsin.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, expect some early showers. It'll be warm and humid. Towards the evening, it'll be hit and miss with some showers and storms, but we'll have a high of 82 degrees. Tonight will be mainly clear with a low of 64 degrees. Sunday, sunny and beautiful with a high of 82 degrees. Monday is going to be mostly sunny and very warm with a high of 86 degrees. Tuesday is going to be partly cloudy, warm and humid with a slight chance of evening storms with a high of 86 degrees. And Wednesday we'll have a chance for some showers and storms. It'll be mostly cloudy with a high of 82 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's currently 69 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 70 degrees. In Waukesha, it's 70 degrees, and right here in Milwaukee, it's currently 70 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:08.
This is the Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Need help around the house? Even the handiest do-it-yourselfer needs an extra hand sometimes.
You fixed it!
During the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's Dayton Kane. If you missed the first hour, you can always find the Fix It Show podcast on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Jim Reidel in for David Nason.
Hello.
Thank you, Jim, for being here. And now, as you heard, Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair joining us. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
All right. So I saw you give
weekend.
Jason a little massage over there. My shoulders are ready when you're ready.
Yeah, the listeners are going, hey,
what is going on in there?
Everyone on the radio, you can log in and see this live, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
you may not want to.
Yeah, I haven't met Jim before, and he kind of I put a little man hands on Jason from Capitol. Yeah, and it looked like he kind of looked like he liked it too much. I'm not quite sure where that was, but anyway, it's great Fix-It Day.
Yes, it is.
We're going to talk about some basements today, and it rained a lot last night.
It's been raining a lot this year.
Yeah, so we'll get you some good tips today. Right, gentlemen? We'll get you some good tips, and Jim and I and Dayton were talking quite a bit right before this segment started, and we got some great stuff for our listeners today. Yeah, really great stuff, man. You guys are going to be able to take some stuff from here and save yourself some money by doing some proactive stuff to the house, like checking your grading, checking your gutters, checking your downspouts. And you can always find that on the AccurateBasementRepair.com for all the great tips.
That's the main thing, right? Get the water away from the house.
Get the water away from the house.
Get the water away.
And we'll give you some ideas today, too, about if you're keeping your house, is there some things you can do if you're selling your house or if you're buying. Jim did some dabbling in real estate, to say the very least. He was kind of deep in it to win it. So we were just chatting about how basements can affect real estate deals and how to get beyond that, not have it be a deal killer.
And that's what you're trying to do, right? Make sure it's safe. Make sure what needs to be fixed is fixed, but you don't need to freak out about it when you're going through that journey.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about that in later on in the hour too, about how if you're looking at a house that may have a basement issue, how to get the really good advice on, does it need to be fixed right now, or can it be something that can wait? So we can talk about that too. The first couple items I think we should chat about is yesterday's rainfall and the probability of me getting a lightning strike on the benches I was sitting at the.
Oh, wow. Were you at the Harley homecoming?
I was at Rumble on the River.
Rumble on the River.
Rumble, my wife always says Rumble by the River. That's in Big Bend.
Okay.
And I know our listeners are like, what is that? So Rumble by the River is a truck pulling thing. And it goes, it's deep, man. That's some real country stuff out there that we go to. We've been doing it for years, and the kids think it's neat. So yesterday we packed up some of the neighbor girls. So it was me. And if you guys see me, I'm kind of a shaved head. I'm a little bulkier dude and a couple tattoos. And they're like, hey. And I come there I had 5 girls plus my wife. So we had 2 8-year-olds, 1 10-year-old, and 2 12-year-old girls. Needless to say, there wasn't a lot of them in the group pulling up. It was hilarious, you guys. They're like, hey, look at this rough-looking dude. And then we got, all these girls, and they were all excited to go watch truck pulls. They had their earphones, and, they were all
Did you get packed up before the storm hit?
Yeah, so it was really funny because we're listening. I was listening on my phone about the storm coming. You hear all these things closing down. Well, hell, they were still pulling trucks, man. They weren't moving yet until the lightning strike was about 10 feet away from the benches, and then they cleared out. I'm being sarcastic there, guys, but it was awesome. The kids are like, "Whoa!" I think they were just as amused by the storms coming as they were by the tractor pulls. So it was.
I think it'd
funny.
be fun to see them when they're in the rain. The truck pulls, and the mud flying everywhere. That would be cool.
That would be interesting.
It was cool. It was pretty. It was pretty fun, and they got barbecue and stuff. So it's something to see. And it's a shame that the Harley thing kind of went south. They had to cancel that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame, man.
All right, Chris is with us all this hour. Get your calls and texts in on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. When we come back, real estate and your basement. How do those two come together? It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavidi here to talk about my brand new show, WTMJ Outdoors. We love the outdoors in the great state of Wisconsin and beyond. We're going to talk with outdoors experts, bicycling, resort owners, rock climbers, hunting and fishing, camping, all things Wisconsin outdoors. Join us every Saturday, 2 to 3, right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
The Fix-It Show live stream and podcasts are brought to you by J&J Contractors. From roofing to windows, kitchens, bathrooms, and more, J&J Contractors proudly provide a full catalog of exceptional exterior and interior home improvement services all under one roof. Visit jjcontractorsllc.com or call 414-423-9200 for your free consultation today. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ishnala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars? Each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control. But not only that, regular care with Connect Chiro can bring back your energy. A lot of folks start with headaches, back pain, and shoulder pain. How quickly you see results varies from person to person, but time and repetition are the key to staying on track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiro docs use a special tool for all your adjustments, targeted results, and a gentler experience. Check out the new location in Oak Creek or get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Finishing your basement. The Fix It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Thank you for joining us. Dayton Kane here, Jim Reidel in for David Nason and Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair. You can find them at accuratebasementrepair.com. So a lot of what you do is involved in real estate transactions, I'm assuming. Somebody's selling a house, somebody's looking to buy a house.
Yeah, and yep, you're correct. So with how the basements come into play with that, and I know our listeners are like, what is it? What are they doing? So, when you get a home inspection, some items will get called out. And also, sometimes now people aren't getting home inspections. They'll get called out by the appraiser. And then that goes up to the underwriter, blah, blah, blah. And what we've learned to do over the years, because we do a really, quite a bit of these evaluations for the real estate transactions, is if you're the seller and you're going, hey, I'm going through this basement, and I don't see anything wrong with it, right? Yeah, I might get a little water once in a while in the corner, or these cracks have been there since I've owned it. buyers come in and they're like, well, it isn't quite normal to have water in the corner, and I don't know if it's normal for these cracks. And Jim had brought it up during the break, too. It's really difficult if you're a seller to try to prove that those cracks were there before, right? The water is easy. I mean, you got water there, we got to figure out why it's there, and that can be pretty prevalent, right? You can see the staining and stuff, and then you ask me, if it's leaking, and you have to disclose that. But the cracks, it's really a good idea if you're thinking about selling to have the basement looked at, to have those cracks documented. And the reason I say that is if you have documentation on something that was looked at, and Jim brought this up again during the break, was, hey, man, if you have this documented for the last 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, and you can prove that it hasn't moved, then it becomes a non-issue a lot of times.
I think it's even in the WAFRAP stuff. The WAFRAP is an association in southeast Wisconsin for foundation contractors, and they have stuff in their own kind of like specification manual that has this moved in 10 years, has it changed in 10 years, and the only way you know that is if it's been documented and you have a record of that. So if you're living in a house, you plan to live in a house a long time, it'd be good to have it looked at so you have that record right from the get-go. The way the real estate market's been, people have been buying stuff with existing conditions, and the market's been so challenging that they just buy it and deal with it later. Well, eventually it's going to come back to where you got to do something, and know what you're dealing with. So it can be very complicated and headbutting in a transaction.
Yeah, because you don't want the deal to blow up. And as a seller, if you're listening, go, man, I don't know if that's a problem. I don't, what's that going to cost? Better to find out. It's like having some kind of weird lump on the side of your, abdomen. Is that just fat tissue, or is it cancer or something? Same kind of relevancy is at least get it checked out. Doesn't cost you anything. We do free estimates. It's free. We do an inspection. We check out the inside and outside. So it's good to have that documentation down. You keep it in your hand in case you go to sell. If you're in the middle of a transaction and something comes up, hey, man, you want to sell and that person wants to buy, right? Why have the deal blow up? Because if it's something that has to get fixed and you're all mad, oh, man, I got to fix this. Even if you get mad, it's not the buyer's fault that the basement is what it is.
Right. Well, it's really scary for them. They're really excited about the house. They want to buy it. They write an offer. They're super excited. And all of a sudden they hear, oh, this basement's got a leak or a crack or whatever. And all of a sudden their whole energy level on the house just goes down the tubes. And they're scared. They're like, "Oh my God, what are we going to get into here?" So it's a huge change of emotions for a buyer, And you just got to have some levity in there, and then you also have to have some even keeled kind of approach to it. It's a situation. What's the situation? What's the facts of it?
And getting the facts out to both parties. So again, if you're the buyer and you're interested in it and you go, oh my gosh, there's a basement thing. If you're looking in that area and that basement's bad, we're going to get the basement 2 doors away, 2 blocks away. That one we're going to get to too. Every one of them at some point is going to need something because it's a hole in the ground. The ones who get it earlier than others, most of the time it's from deferred maintenance. And we'll talk about that in the next segment again, the deferred maintenance and how to do things for that to try to keep your basement drier and less and the improvements that can help not put you in a situation. But if you're buying and selling, everybody wants to get to the end point. We'll come take a look at it, lay the factors out on the table, and then let the professionals negotiate what they negotiate.
All right. When we come back, you heard what we'll be talking about. It is the Fix It Show. 855-616-1620 is the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line if you have questions for Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair. Thanks for listening this morning.
Hi, this is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. And I'm a consumer just like you. And my ears perk up for pain relief messages just like you. But some of these ads...
Since I started taking this natural supplement, within weeks, my pain is completely gone.
I mean, come on. Give me a break. The truth is, there are imbalances in your body causing your pain. And there's physical therapy, which we are highly skilled at, that can improve imbalances. And there are alternative pain solutions. But not all of them are proven, safe, effective, or affordable. At Rejuvenex, the effectiveness of Toradol joined with hyaluronic acid has been proven. Our treatments are affordable, FDA approved, safe, and they're powerful medicines. They calm inflammation and cushion joints, and they can make your pain go away.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
It's 3 a.m., a cool house, a quiet dog, and nobody fighting over the thermostat.
In that case, you totally don't need to remember us here at Capital. Until your AC breaks at 3 a.m., then you really want to remember us here at Capital.
Yep, and your group chat is not taking AC calls at 3 a.m.
No kidding.
So if your home's not cool sheets and sleeping dogs comfortable, call Capital, and right now, we've got ACs starting at just $49 a month.
Call CapitalCares.com.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Caladora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Now, back to the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Pure Prairie League playing in the background thanks to Isaac. They're going to be at the Turner Hall Ballroom tonight. Vince Gill used to lead them. I don't know if he's still with them or not, because I know he's been touring with some other bands too. Anyway, check them out. Great band. Jim is in for David. Chris is in for himself. From Accurate Basement Repair, I am Dayton Kane. We thank you for joining us today. Let's talk about, going in the break, you said maintenance. That's what this show's all about, right? There are things to maintain when you own a home.
Yeah, and that's a big part of Fix It Show. I mean, and that's what we always encourage here, right? What can you get out of this show? It's not just the entertaining voices that we have and antics,
Definitely not
right?
just that.
And our great jokes.
Yeah, and our not so great jokes too. But it's to give the listeners some tips on what to fix and how to fix it. Because some of it you can do on your own, and what stuff to look for. Like Jason mentioned last hour. Hey, check those faucets, right? The shutoffs and stuff. Because when you need them, and those are the areas that leak. And same thing with basement repair. There's some proactive stuff you can do to keep from having to call us. And I mean, if you don't have the knowledge base to do that on your own, call us and we'll take a walk through there. It doesn't cost you anything. For example, the grading, gutters, and downspouts called GGD. We talk about it every show. And it's a big to-do because the grading, gutters, and downspouts and that deferred maintenance that goes with it a lot of times is what causes your premature issues with the basement like we talked about in that last segment. If you keep a handle on that, it doesn't mean that you're never going to have a basement issue, but you could prolong that issue for decades and decades and decades. So we'll find basements, for example, that you're in a neighborhood and it's, let's say these houses were built in the, 2000s, and we do fix them too in the 2000s. And we're like, oh man, not as many, but the ones we tend to fix are the ones that there was somebody there that didn't do any maintenance. Either it was somebody who worked on the road a lot or somebody who was elderly and just couldn't do some of the stuff. But those are the big things to watch out for. The easiest one is to make sure that your downspouts are extended, right?
And connected.
Connected. And yep.
Yeah,
and
they come loose.
connected.
The extensions.
Yeah, but I was just at one yesterday in Richfield. There is a place for sale. It's a commercial building, and I went and looked at it yesterday, and there's really old basement, and it's in great shape for the most part. But there was some water intrusion in a few spots, and sure enough, I went outside. It was in the same spots where the downspouts were off.
Mm-hmm.
So now, and this is a real estate deal. So is it because of those downspouts for sure, or is it those downspouts and something else? Whereas if those downspouts were on and the basement was completely dry, well, then it was not an issue. It wouldn't have been an issue at all.
Right.
And now I got to be like, well, because I can't tell them, well, put those on and wait to see what happens, right? Because in the middle of a deal.
Yep.
So now the buyer's got to decide what kind of risk. And what's interesting is you were talking about this earlier too. I'm kind of in the risk reduction business, sort of reducing the person's risk again if it's a buy-sell situation, reducing that buyer's risk of coming in, or at least explaining, I guess, what your risk is. And some people are risk averse and some are more advantageous to it, but at least knowing what you have. So grading gutters and downspouts, make sure they're clean and extended, and grading's good.
All right. You heard it from the expert right there, Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair on. We got another half hour to go. We'd love to hear from you, 855-616-1620. Now we go to Sean Brendan, the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Good morning, Sean.
Morning, Dayton. Whittling down the candidates for Madison's next police chief to 3. The candidates include interim police chief John Patterson, Madison captain Stephanie Drescher, and Milwaukee assistant police chief Stephen Johnson. Madison Police and Fire Commission will conduct their final interviews on August 14th. Recorded versions of the interviews will be available to the public on the commission's website. And a 52-year-old victim is dead and 4 are in the hospital after quintuple shooting Saturday morning. It took place just after midnight near the corners of Water and Michigan Streets in downtown Milwaukee. The 52-year-old victim was shot and was pronounced dead at the scene. Other victims shot included a 39-year-old victim, a 34-year-old victim, a 32-year-old victim, and a 30-year-old victim who were non-fatally shot and were being treated at the local hospital. Milwaukee police are continuing to search for unknown suspects at this time as the investigation continues. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. We got one incident on the road at I-41, 94 South, 1.4 miles beyond the ramp from Wisconsin Route 20. The right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear across southeast Wisconsin. All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today we'll have some early showers. It'll be warm and humid with the evening hit or miss of showers and storms with a high of 82 degrees. Tonight was going to be mainly clear with a low of 64 degrees. Sunday will be sunny and beautiful with a high of 82 degrees. Monday mostly sunny and very warm with a high of 86 degrees. Tuesday is going to be partly cloudy, warm and humid with a slight chance of evening storms with a high of 86 degrees. And Wednesday we'll have a chance for some storms and showers. It'll be mostly cloudy with a high of 82 degrees. Right now in Green Bay, it's currently 70 degrees. In Waukesha, it's currently 70 degrees. And right here in Milwaukee, it's 70 degrees. I'm Sean Brenda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:31.
Windows, windows, windows. You hear all about everyone's windows and how theirs are the greatest. I'll tell you, our windows are the best as well. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I'm right there with you. The reality is, we do sell great products, but your decision should be based on what people you want to work with, which company is proven to deliver to reduce the chance that you, the homeowner, the customer, might make a poor decision. Siding Unlimited has done it. We've taken the most trusted brand in windows, Pella, and paired them with such an outstanding business that we will deliver results to you at your home. Siding Unlimited has won Pella's prestigious 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award. We are even Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. The accolades, awards, and respect is earned. Windows, windows, windows. Yes, Siding Unlimited does windows. We do more. We do it really well. So you can count on Siding Unlimited to prove to yourself that you made the right decision. Siding Unlimited is the company to install your new windows.
They'd found a quaint little home, a stone's throw away from the park. The landscaping was well kept, and the inside was clean as a whistle. But it was outdated, and being that this was their first home, they didn't have a lot of extra cash to do a big remodeling job. You see, the home's living room had a wall of mirrors. He wanted to keep them up, but she was unsure. I told her how beveling the edges of the mirrors would add a hint of elegance while keeping the spacious look that the mirrors provided. And I asked her to visit our showroom so I could show her exactly what I meant. Turns out she loved the look. And now, even with the new remodeling job they're doing, the beveled mirrors are there to stay. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service, and glass and mirrors have been our business for over 35 years. So if it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
This is the Fix It Show on 620 WTMJ.
You can find the Fix It Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Dayton Kane here with Jim Reidel and I almost said Jason Fox. We were just talking about Jason. And Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair on with us. So you said you guys will go in and do an 11-point inspection. Is that what I heard you? Was it an 11-point? But let's say you go in and you do your inspection and you actually find something. Now I freak out? No, what's the next step?
I guess the next step is, if something's found, we make you aware of it, and what are the probabilities for immediate issue, like, oh my gosh, do I have to do this today? And sometimes you don't, right? You can plan on doing some stuff in the future. For example, is if you got a corner leak, and we come in there and go, yeah, your corner leak, and your downspout looks great, and, the grading's good here, you probably have a drain tile issue. Do you have to fix it today or tomorrow? No, if you can deal with the water itself. If it's a real estate deal, they're going to want some action taken.
Right.
And you can just say, okay, we can get you some numbers on it. This is what you probably need to do. And then you can kind of save for it, or, there's some loan programs and what have you. Yeah, we can test the system too, where we can make holes in the basement floor and see if that drain tile system is blocked as a whole. Because sometimes we go in and we only do like 2 walls, and people go, well, why don't you do the other 2? Because the other 2 are wide open.
And when you're talking about that, that's the water management that's connected to your foundation. So when water drains down from rain in the ground and it's up against the house, it's got to go somewhere. So the drain tile is the actual drain down at the bottom of the wall that directs it somewhere so it doesn't, build up and cause harm to your basement and start cracking things, because there's a lot of hydrostatic pressure from a lot of water in the ground. So that's what you're talking about. And it's the symptom. The symptoms are, you see water stains or water seepage, or you see dampness, and it's usually that kind of stuff is usually near the bottom of the wall, right?
It is. That's very good too, because for our listeners who aren't quite sure, what is this drain tile thing? Is this like tile that you hang on your wall or something? Drain tile, I don't know why it is called drain tubing or something, but drain tile is tubing, and the older houses, it's concrete tubing. Newer houses, it's like PVC, and it sits at the bottom of the wall underneath the floor. So as groundwater rises, it's supposed to go into that tubing and then go over to a sump crock,
where it collects.
Where it collects, just like a pail. And that thing could be in, you could put it in the middle of the room, you could put it on the side wall. Generally, it goes in a corner somewhere, right? And then that water gets sucked up, and then it gets spit out, hopefully far enough away from your house so it doesn't recycle. So when we come on in and we're going to test the drain tile, we're testing that tubing. We make holes in the floor. Obviously, we patch them when we're done, but we can run water through the system to see if it's operable. So, again, on a lot of real estate deals, they'll call us in to check those to make sure everything's operable. And also people who are keeping their houses, we get a lot of these. So if you're getting ready to put a remodel on your basement, this is a big part of what we do too. We'll get calls, hey, I'm getting ready to remodel my basement.
And most of that, they're covering the walls. And so that's the best time to really evaluate the walls to make sure that the basement's structurally sound and doesn't have leaks that's going to cause problems to the stuff that they're planning on finishing in the basement.
Absolutely. And it doesn't cost you anything. We'll come on and check it out and take a look at what you have. And so we'll get calls a lot from remodelers too, and saying, hey, we're doing this remodel. We just had Dave call us for a job on Murray, and that's an old basement, right? And these folks are putting some money in it because it's much cheaper to go down than it is up or out. And what I mean by that is, I know some people are rolling their eyes going, what the heck is that supposed to mean? So it's much less expensive to remodel in the lower level.
The space is already there.
Space is there. Ceiling height, people go, well, it's not as tall. But if you don't have the, tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars to do a second floor up or a big bump out, downstairs is a good alternative. The plumbing's down there already, the electrical, just less of everything. So we'll come in there and do an eval for you before you put that money in, and then it leaks.
Yeah, you don't want to damage the new stuff you put in and have to tear it out again.
No, and it could leak afterwards too in 2-3 years. I can only tell you what you have today, but at least what you're doing, again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to reduce and or explain your risk, right? So at least you know what it is. Hey, man, your system's working. You got some stress on it, and you're going to put this remodel on it. You probably want to go ahead and put a new drain tile system in there, so you don't have to worry about it once it's finished. We just did one close to Collectivo in Tulsa, just a couple blocks east of there, and that basement was super old. It was one of the originals over there, and we did drain tile around a couple of the perimeter walls because they're doing some remodeling down there because they're going to put the kids down there, and they're not going to lock them downstairs in the closet. They're going to, he's giving me the look. I know a lot of our listeners don't do that, and I most certainly do not encourage that as a listener, just so you know.
I just watched that Heretic movie last night, so that whole scene just came back to my memory. Anyway, keep going. Keep going.
So we did that for them because they're going to make a kids like compute. They're going to sit down there and play. What they're going to do is sit down there and play video games. That's what they're going to do, and they're putting the bathroom.
No, they're going to
down.
do homework.
Yeah, they're going to do homework. Yeah, me too. So those are the things you call us and you go, hey, man, at least I'm getting an honest opinion on this. And all you have to do is call 414-744-6900. That's 414-744-6900 or
AccurateBasementRepair.com.
That's right. That's right.
He was just seeing if I was paying attention. So.
He was actually, he wasn't snoozing. You can see it.
Good stuff there. We do have somebody on the line. Let's go to Diane in West Bend. Good morning, Diane. What's your question?
Good morning. I have graded outside my home and I put wood chips, but I heard we shouldn't be putting them up to the foundation just because of moisture. Is the alternative to put some black fabric down and stones a few inches away from that foundation?
What I would tell you is it's okay to have wood chips, but they don't shed water away. So the underlying base underneath those wood chips has to have some slope. So generally what we tell people is instead of using filter fabric, where you're going to have plantings and stuff, you can make, and again, this is a little bit more in depth, but this is long-term solutions. You can put a sheet of plastic or this rubberized stuff they use in landscaping, and then the plants can still come up, and then you can put that wood, that mulch over that, and it'll still shed the water away for you. Does that make sense? And the wood chips, again, you could put stone. You could put a stone next to your house. I have that at my house. I have stone just because I don't want to mess around with wood chips every year. But I don't think there's anything wrong with wood chips. It's the underlying base under it that you kind of want to know about. And that takes a little work. If you have a landscape you can trust, or if you have some time on your own, you can scrape those wood chips back, right, and see it. Does that look like it's sloping backward toward the house? Because that will affect it. Again, it might be difficult to pick up at times visually, but I will say this again. It's so many times it is that negative slope that it's causing the issues with the house.
Right. So your suggestion is putting that plastic or rubberized product down first, and then like cutting the holes out for any plantings and putting the wood chips over that.
Absolutely. Right on.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. And I have another question about sealing up cove joints in basements where the insects are getting in.
So that happens quite often too. So if it is in the masonry, they do make masonry products for those joints. It'll just be like a masonry caulk, and you can put those
Okay.
in. It may not look pretty, but you can do it on your own. Most certainly you can do it on your own. Or if it's above the masonry in the box sill, and the box sill is kind of where the masonry wall, where the block wall ends or the poured wall ends, and then the wood starts above it, that area in between that, you can get that foam filled with foam fill insulation. It works quite well, opposed to like a regular bad insulation, which is the fiberglass, right? Now they do a lot of spray and foam, and that's, again, a long-term solution. Once that's in, I mean, it really seals up the house, and that's generally the most excessive spot for insects and or rodents.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You've answered my questions, and I appreciate your knowledge.
Thanks, Diane, for listening. We appreciate you calling in as well. 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. If you have questions for Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair, find them at their name, accuratebasementrepair.com. It is a Fix-It show on WTMJ.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Chris Mancuso, owner of Accurate Basement Repairs, on WTMJ's Fix-It show today, reminding listeners that if you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call Accurate Basement Repair. Now, oh, wait a second here. It says you get a free expert evaluation on me if you tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told him to call. Well, David's not here today.
He's not here.
So can I, if they say Dayton Kane called in? Okay. So tell them.
Jim says the call too.
And Jim, tell them Dayton Kane on the Fix-It show told you to call them, 414-744-6900, or visit accuratebasementrepair.com. You sure that's going to work?
That's going to work.
All right.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with, is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service for when you need it. They've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. The best time to plan a funeral is when you don't have to. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Remember mixtapes?
Mixtape? Can you buy that at the hardware store?
It's not that kind of tape.
To make a mixtape, you would dub all your favorite songs onto one cassette.
Oh, I was more of an 8-track guy myself.
You know, the new Marshfield 7000 Sofa at Penny Mustard reminds me of the world's greatest mixtape.
We have taken the latest and greatest components of every Penny Mustard configurable sofa and mixed them all together into one.
The Marshfield 7000 is the ultimate sofa.
It's absolutely stunning.
And the comfort level is off the charts.
I definitely see this sofa going all the way to #1.
It's kind of like a greatest hits album, except you can sit on it.
The Marshfield 7000 Sofa, made in Wisconsin with a solid wood frame and hundreds of fabric and leather options, starting at just $21.26 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
It's the Fix-It Show, exclusively on 620 WTMJ.
Thank you for joining us. Brewers Nationals 3:10 first pitch at American Family Field today. You can catch the game right here on WTMJ. Dayton Kane, Jim Reidel, and Chris Mancuso. AccurateBasementRepair.com is the website. Anything basements you have questions on, you can call us, and we'll be glad to answer them for you. I have a question of my own. So my sump pump runs all the time. I have a very wet yard. My neighbor's yards feed into my backyard. So I say all the water in my neighborhood goes through my house. Comes in the back, goes through the drain tile, gets pumped out the front, and then it goes down the front yard. Front yard slope nice. It's a good drain system. But how do I know when that sump pump's ready to be replaced? There's no test for it, right?
No, there's no test for it. What we had talked about just briefly during the intermission was you should listen to it, like really listen to it. And I know this sounds nerdy, and people are going, "Yeah, I want to go downstairs and sit around and drink my old fashioned while I'm listening to my sump pump run." But for some of the listeners, it might be a break from what's going on upstairs, right? So keep that in mind. Hey, honey, I'm got to run downstairs and listen to that sump pump. I love to listen to your day. I want to go downstairs and listen to my sump pump. Yeah. So
she'll really love that comment.
Well, now I just sold myself out because I do that at my own house. Yeah, honey. What happened today? Oh, the sump pump. I got to go. But anyway, so going down to listen to your sump pump, it'll kind of give you an idea, because what happens is when they go, it's generally a bearings thing, and you'll start to hear the pump might sound a little different, and then you might want to look at replacing it before it goes, because if it goes during a storm, that's not a good thing at all, because you'll get damage. Like what was talked about in the last hour, right? That the water claims for the broken pipes or sump pump goes out, those are the big claims, right? You know, finished basement or all your storage. But then Jim brought up, hey, man, just shove a second pump in there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. So he brought that up, and so we kind of brainstormed on that, and everything's true. What we're going to tell you now is get a second one and just set the float a little higher on that. And the float is what kicks that pump on. So homeowner, you're going, what is it again? And these are things you can do on your own. And if you're not quite sure if you want to do it on your own, give us a call. We'll get you there. But if you see how the first one's put in, you can go, oh, if I get a Y, which is an adapter, you can cut that pipe, put the Y in, and put the new pump in, and drop it right next to the existing one, and just set that bobber. It's like it's like when you go fishing, right? Set one bobber at one height and one another. You can put that in, and then in case the primary one goes out, you have a second one to get you where you got to be.
Smart. I need to do that. All right, we have to take our final break. We do have a couple questions on the text line, 855-616-1620. Accurate Basement Repair on this hour on the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hey, Debbie. Southbound 794. There was just an accident. Right now, it looks like at least one lane is closed.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Highway 45 southbound. A tire came off of a car.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Northbound 41 at Burleigh. 3-vehicle accident just happened in front of me.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Hey, this is Honest Eddie from the car lot down the street.
Hi, Honest Eddie.
Is it true your showrooms don't have any employees?
That's right. Hasselus mattress showrooms are employee-free.
Now, don't you be dishonest with Honest Eddie.
It's true. Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy. And through Monday, get additional instant savings of $248 off Sealy Posturepedic and Beauty Rest.
Son, to make it in sales, you gotta pressure people. Like, what's your budget? Or sure. I know it's the most expensive model, but trust me, it's the right one for you. And what's it going to take to get you into a Sealy Posturepedic or Beauty Rest today?
But that's hassling customers.
Yeah, so?
Our store is called Hassle Less Mattress.
I just changed the name. How about Wacky Westerns?
Uh-oh, you're breaking up. Gotta go.
Wait, no, let me talk to my manager.
Hassleless Mattress, 100% Eddie-free. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassleless.com.
Hey, Ripon, big news! Tyson's is opening this fall. Shop trusted brand names for home, farm, auto, pet, tools, and home improvement all in one place. And count on personal customer first service every time you walk in. Check us out at tysons.com.
Imagine waking up to the updated kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. J&J Contractors is your preferred partner in all your home renovation needs. They can transform your kitchen with beautiful new floors, custom cabinetry, and more. Dreaming of a spa-like oasis with custom tile work and fixtures? J&J Contractors will design a bathroom that leaves you feeling relaxed and rejuvenated. For your free consultation, just search online, J&J Contractors, or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based, Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Making sure your honey-do list doesn't turn into a honey, what did you do list? It's the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Sponsored each week by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction. Dayton, Jim, and Chris here talking about basements. We have a text that says, from what I've heard, the height profile of a yard can increase over the years from buildup within the lawn. Then that changes the slope, so water may collect by the house. Does Accurate Basement agree, and does it suggest aerating the lawn every so often?
So that's an interesting question too. I would aerate. I aerate mine too because it allows more. It allows faster and more penetration into the green areas that you have. Simply do that. And if you're at a house and you can't really raise the green anymore, it is what it is. We were talking about that off the air. All of us and all our own challenges. I can't raise mine either. Yeah. But what I do is I manage what comes in by having a better pumping system in there. And that's what you should do. I aerate mine. You can self aerate too. You can go rent those things, and I mean, that's what I do. I self aerate. It's pretty simple. We did get some, I was saying this morning too, while I was coming in, I got a couple text messages about water intrusion at one of a person who we deal with who does a lot of property management, and they have a building that is poured walls, and I wanted to mention that too before we leave today. So poured walls, if they're leaking through the walls, years ago we used to have to excavate those and seal them. Now you can get a 2-part polyurethane injection. So if you have a house that is poured and you go, oh, I see this staining here, oof, I'm not quite sure. It's the most reasonable thing or one of the most reasonable things that we provide as a business is this 2-part polyurethane injection. It's so prevalent that this is probably one of the first years that we didn't do one on the parade of homes. That's how prevalent this happens. Not because it's a poor contractor putting it in, but sometimes just circumstances with concrete, right? Just dries funny and you'll get a crack in there that's more susceptible to leakage. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times, like we talked about earlier, if you're doing the remodel there and you have some of these cracks and you're going, what should I do with these? I see some water staining through it. We can come in with moisture meter sensors and take a look at it and do some reading testing. And if they look like they're higher moisture content, we can come in and inject those walls. And a lot of times that's done for less than $2,000. So it's affordable. It's something that you really want to be proactive on because it's, again, something that can save you a ton of money in the long run.
Is there a crack there, or is it where there's no cracks where you use that system?
So that's a good question. So some of them are on cracks, and some of them are at the joints where the two forms come together.
Okay.
And we'll get those. A lot of times they'll leak at the form, or they'll leak at where the I-beam in the top that holds up your floor joist. If the grade's too high, it'll come around that area, and we can inject around there too. And we do that all the way from Milwaukee up to almost the Dells. I have one of my guys will travel pretty far for that. So it's a good way to keep yourself from getting in a bad situation where you have water and mold or moisture issues.
Sure. All right, 30 seconds. Give us your elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch. I don't know if I have a good one. I use that on my family all the time, the elevator pitch, getting them motivated to do yard work at my house. But accurate basement repair, foundation restoration and waterproofing. We've been here, and I've been here for a long time. Used to be a fireman. Now we have that whole story. Most of the people that we do, and a lot of them are former military, fire, and police. So if you're looking for a frank discussion, call us because we're going to give you the straightforward truth on what you have there.
AccurateBasementRepair.com is a website. Thank you for being on the show. Always good to see you. And Jim, thank you for filling in for David.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know when it'll be again, but
have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend, everybody. God
All right,
bless.
coming up next, the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray.
This has been the Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
So, a buddy of mine didn't fix the AC for his wife because he had heard on some podcast that cold plunges boost metabolism and reduce inflammation.